It's time now for our next inductee, Bob Shaw. Bob Shaw being presented into the National Lacrosse Hall of Fame as a truly great player by his son, Jake Shaw. Again to the screens.
Growing up, we went to a lot of lacrosse games. Everything was lacrosse related. And I just remember a lot of people coming up and talking to him and realizing, hey, my dad might be kind of a big deal. My earliest real memory of realizing how good he was actually playing with him when I was in high school. We went up to a University of Santa Cruz scrimmage and he suited up at, he had to have been 50 something, and I had 3 or 4 goals, a couple of assists, and it was incredible. He grew up, basically on the Onondaga Reservation in Lafayette, and his high school team had just a lot of mythic figures. 5 of the guys went on to become D1 captains. I think their average margin of victory was something like 18 goals. Guys like Travis Cook, Alfie Jocks, Ron Doctor, Laverne Doctor, Ron Hill. Just a lot of incredible native players who taught him the game. I think he was one of the first guys in D1 to really utilize the sidearm shot, which is something that he learned on the reservation. I know he had an unbelievable outside shot, and when you watch back on those old games, you can tell. He stands out. He passes and catches better than anyone. He runs faster. He shoots harder. I know he's the only living person to have played on the first national championship team and the first world championship team. I think he was just really proud to represent the United States and to travel and to bring lacrosse to another country. He's run into young children who attended the games in Australia and who still remember him to this day. I know he takes pride in growing the game. On his trips to Australia, he was one of the first people to take lacrosse to Japan with Brian. It's all about giving back and increasing the profile of lacrosse worldwide for him. I just think lacrosse was a big part of his life and gave him so much. Playing for Cornell opened up a lot of doors for him professionally and personally, and he just wants to see that be available for people everywhere. Up until 1971, every championship team was voted on, and it was always a team from Baltimore. I think it was Navy, maybe Virginia had a couple championships, but it was always Maryland or Hopkins. And the first year that they played for it, you had Cornell winning, and Army probably was the second best team. And I think that's a really important thing for the upstate New York community and for his legacy. All of his friends are ex-lacrosse players. Everywhere we go, there are people who know him, who he played with in this tournament or on that team. And it's really just allowed us to travel the world and to meet different people. It really is a small fraternity with a lot of just high-achieving, great people all over this country and really the world. Dad, congratulations. This means so much to us, your family, and to the upstate New York lacrosse community. It's well deserved.
It's great to be here. I want to thank the selection committee for this great honor. I know it's not easy because there's always another deserving player that didn't get there. I'm also grateful that I wasn't inducted posthumously. I want to enjoy every moment. And special thanks out out to Richie Moran and Jay Spiegel, who worked hard digging up 50-year-old statistics and credentials to present to the committee. What a great honor to be inducted with this incredible class of 2023. Of course, when one of my Duke friends heard of the makeup of the class, all he had to say to me was, "Hey, maybe you'll get your picture taken with John Danowski." And my son Jake says, "Hey, Kyle Harrison and Kyle Street were really good midfielders." Well, he's right. I believe lacrosse is a gift from the Creator. I love everything about it. How almost anyone can play it, where speed, strength, endurance, agility, team play, and individual skills all come into play. And where men's and women's lacrosse coexist as equal, exciting, and unique sports. I love the spiritual and healing aspects of lacrosse and its Native American roots. My lacrosse journey spans 60 years, 25 years as a player, maybe a little bit longer according to Jake. 6 years coaching boys and girls lacrosse, a couple of years with the Brimes, and 50 years of going to almost every Final Four and I think 7 World Championships so far. Seen a lot of growth and change. As Jake mentioned, I grew up in Lafayette, New York. It's a small town just south of Syracuse, and Lafayette's the home to the Onondaga Nation, the Thompson brothers, Lars Tiffany, and the smallest high school in Onondaga County. Our team was 50% Native American, 50% non-Native, most of whom never even owned a lacrosse stick before high school. Learning to play from the Haudenosaunee was a life-changing experience for me. Yeah, we played with wood sticks. This is one of my sticks from 50 years ago, made by Louis Jacques, which is Alfie's dad. The Haudenosaunee believe the power is in the stick. Everyone is unique in shape, size, balance, weight. We spent hours at Louis' factory on the res picking out the perfect stick, and then hours and hours more adjusting the pocket, the shooting strings, and everything else. Most of the team carried their sticks to school on game day. We took it around to classes. Some of the players slept with their sticks, and the old men were buried with them. And I hope it's not cultural appropriation, but I want to be buried with mine. The Haudenosaunee had stick skills that were not prevalent at the time. We spent hours copying the fake pass, behind the back shot, and the fish shot, which was what they called the underhand shot. Game day brought out the whole community together, the native and the non-native. My first game as a freshman, I showed up, and to my surprise, there's probably 10 Native American men out on the field warming up with the team, playing catch, doing the drills. When the game started, they all positioned themselves around the field and sort of became non-official coaches. Lafayette played a beautiful game, featured great passing, stick skills, and shooting. Assists were more valuable than goals. The results were really impressive. 42 straight wins by an average score of 18-3. All 6 of our starting midfielders became D1 captains of their college teams. Our attack included Alfie Jacques, who passed away this year, and the legendary Travis Cook. After high school, Cornell really had the best team in the Ivy League. Butch Hilliard and Ned Harkness convinced me to go there. I arrived on campus in the fall of 1968, the same time as Richie Moran got there. Richie became like a second father to me. I won't go into everything that happened at Cornell, but you can read about it, and it's great to be here, and we showed Baltimore. My family is so important to my lacrosse story. My brother Jimmy and I spent hours shooting at our lacrosse ball made out of chicken roosts and chicken wire in the backyard. His 2 sons, Jay, who played in Syracuse, and David are here, and our resident ref and family friend, Bill Hardy. My big brother, Mike, who has never seen me play lacrosse, is here from the Olympic Peninsula, so thanks for coming. I met my wife at the initial press conference of the Boston Bolts of the NLL. When our family went through a little bit of a rough stretch, lacrosse helped heal it. My 2 sons came to me and asked to start a lacrosse team at Santa Cruz High. So it helped bring the family together. Luke went on to a great college career and a national championship at Santa Barbara for college club teams. And Jake's now a D1 ref out of Syracuse. But I really want to acknowledge and thank all my friends and teammates, especially Bob Rule, Glenn Mueller, and Alfie Jocks, who passed away recently. And then thanks also to my teammates, Billy Ellis, Steve Alms, Brooks Bradley, Tommy Cafaro, Steve Wood, Mike Stan, Mike Peterson for coming tonight. And in conclusion, the favorite words of every speech. I have been all over the world and seen how lacrosse became because of its unique heritage and character, bring communities and people of all nations together. I have personally experienced the medicine game. I think with the great leadership of USA Lacrosse, the growth of the World Championships, and now the Olympics, maybe lacrosse can help heal the world. Thank you.